Okay, we're live. So we've got some, a couple things that I wanted to do. I wanted to make meteors, so we've changed. Oh, that's the wrong to-do list. We want to redraw the guitar, and we want to change the stats of that a little bit as well. So that could be somewhat easy to do. But the first thing was change meteors to big meteor, and I was thinking about how to do this because I realized this would be the first weapon in the game that has a delay, because what we want is for it to cast and then for it to take a second, even if there was no like actual delay in them, but it was just a few frames. There still needs to be a delay, or it would look weird. So and we're not really set up to do that. So this one's ended up being more complicated than I thought, but I am kind of set on it being meteor. I think that's a good idea. I think that's fun. I think people recognize it, and it's a massive AoE attack with a bit of a delay, kind of nerfing it a little bit, allowing us to make it quite powerful. And then the guitar. So I want to redraw it because it wasn't drawn very well in the first instance. And I can actually change the way that works. So the guitar... and I wonder if we could change the name. Like, guitar is a bit boring, but what about, like, shredder, but you can see that it's a guitar, right? So we look at guitar. And here's what it does. Like, so it is a buff weapon. Okay, so I think what we can do is make this attack type dot chain. So when I'm just going to go grab chain heal, and I'm just going to grab that so I can get the reference, right? And then we go back to guitar. Just so I've got, so yeah, we do damage has a negative value, so we go damage equals, and let's start it at -10. Not a semicolon there. Attack speed is the same. Range can be quite high. AoE should not be nearly that high. Let's go with like these stats, and we'll go chain. So if chain heal ends up, I think it goes 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's start at 5. So we go chain equals 5. And chain and int, yeah. So it is friendly and it is heal. I think heal just tells you the targeting type, okay? And then sprite is guitar sprite, guitar effect, swing, and it gives you this buff, which we have determined. Let's see, guitar, attack, speed, and damage. I mean, what the actual buffs do doesn't matter too much, as much as the fact that they are buffs. So this is a heal and a buff, very much like the. God, it would be so cool if, when you get this weapon, like a guitar track is added, you know, that actually fits the music. That would be really cool. But we'll see. And then there we have it. So then we go damage equals, so and can we go chain heal again? And then if I just a little trick, if I just do some nonsense there, I get the little yellow marker. So we go 8, 9, 10, 11. That's probably not high enough. We go range 5, chain up to 5. So if we go, I mean, I guess heals need to like not be too strong, but let's go 8, 10. Damage equals 9. In fact, probably what's best is to, so we'll get rid of this now that we've got it. Yeah.
Are you streaming?
Yeah, why?
But it's not over the vaccine.
The what?
It's eating the leaves. But I'm really worried that he may have eaten a few of the slug pellets.
Okay.
What should I do?
Keep an eye on him.
Okay. You crazy baby. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's all you can do, really. Keep an eye.
Yeah, see if he starts puking and stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
And then this needs to be... What did this look like before? Apparently my son may or may not have... He was near the slug pellets, which are quite poisonous. So that'd be guitar 4, guitar 3, guitar 2, that's 3, 4, 5, damage. And then so the chain should go up each time. Chain 6, 7, and so the balancing's crazy here. Like, how do you mathematically make this in line with other things? Like, but I think it's pretty cool. And I think what we've got is this quite red color for it. Which I want to change. I want to make it a bit more like metallic and dark. So yeah, this was just me badly drawing a guitar. But I feel like we don't need to, like, it doesn't need to be side on. We can kind of take the axe. So like, yeah, let's try and make something here. So like this. Okay, I don't know why I did it like that, but yeah, okay. So a guitar axe thing. So I need to get a picture of a guitar, just on my Google Images. And yeah, so there's that sort of funky shape that guitars can have, like an electrified one, and I think that's cool. So if we go like... let's rotate this. Well, yeah, I mean, I might not even use this, so let's just keep that there. And it looks like I haven't really evolved the guitar other than to like add spikes to it. But let's say we've got our basic shape, and I'm going to use the line tool to say like, so yeah, we go like up, down. I want this image here. Oh, good. Okay. So it goes up, down, and then out a little bit, and then like that. And yeah, it can sort of end up with, what does the chain heel look like? But an axe. So I think, yeah. So it is like a big star. So the long bit has a shorter bit, and then this is like barely sticking out. And that kind of resembles your sort of guitar head shape. Head? I don't know which bit is which. And then we kind of have, and that's quite big, so I might need to make it a bit smaller, but this is a tier 3 weapon, and I don't think it's going to grow, like, too much. I'm not going to grow the shape of it. I'll probably do other things to kind of level it up. So let's get back to this. Let's try that again, and yeah, I can just start deleting these, because I know I don't want these. I definitely don't want these. So we go reasonable shape there, out, in, fairly big. So that's already too big. So we go like that, out, in, down, up, little spike. And we sort of imagine this, and oof, yeah, no, that wasn't quite right. This needs to come in, but not too much, and then we go finish it. And then we sort of have our, I think it's called the fret, but this will be like our handle. And we're intentionally, like, it's quite a bit thicker than the normal handles and has this sort of shape. And I think it's fair if it's like reminiscent of a guitar, but not necessarily guitar. I think that's too thick. Let's try that again. Just experimenting here. I should get a bit bigger. Okay. Yeah, that is the right shape. And then, yeah, if we just a quick reminder. Yeah, so just a little bit wider than usual, the handle. And with a little shape that's a bit like, so yeah, and that is sort of in line with the top of it. I don't know. Okay. And then so if we've got this kind of object, so I'm just paying attention because yeah, I don't know. Okay. Could we just grab this? Because I think that kind of gets the shape across. Oh, for God's sake, this is so annoying. Like, I mean, it's a free software, but it's like, Jesus. Okay, so I think the shape needs to be much more simple. So I want to grab this, and then somehow like rotate this, and then just make this, and it's, yeah. So like that. Okay, yeah, that works. And then so we've got our like 2 strings running up, which is kind of all we're going to have shape for, space for. And I do want my holy colors, which I believe are this one and this one. So these would be like coming up like this. And then like maybe so you can kind of imagine these you know, it's the strings, but then this would be the same color that we have for the axe, which I think is the same for everything else basically. It's just our standard metal color. So that color, but with an outline like this. So it kind of still feels a bit like an axe. The colors are consistent. I think it should be corner inclusive. I say 1 scoop, 2 scoops, 3 scoops for me, please. 3 scoops for me. So that just kind of looks like a wacky object now. I don't know if that looks like a guitar necessarily. We could do a bit of this. So we are just working with like the 2 strings. And then that kind of maybe feels a bit more like a guitar. Yeah, like that's a guitar, but it's clearly like some kind of axe guitar. And I think that's going to look better than this, because this just looks too like domestic, doesn't it? Okay. And yeah, it's got that kind of axe shape, and I think we will just expand, like we'll just kind of make the spikes bigger, which is easier said than done, but not too tricky. And we'll do it by decent amount each time. Yeah, we'll keep that there. We go 1, 2, 1, 2, like this. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then fill in the lines. Got kids' songs stuck in my head. Super simple is good. They make nice songs. It's good for kids. It's not overly stimulating, but it is, you know, it's still entertaining for them. It's like I prefer it to Miss Rachel for sure. Miss Rachel's a bit Holly weird, if you know what I mean. Okay, yeah, that looks good. Sort of, but I think we do need to bring out the bits like this. So yeah, we've brought it up, and these bits need to come out and down. And just try and finish the shape. And maybe what I should be doing is just redrawing the shape each time. No, this needs to stay up as much as possible, because yeah, it feels like it hasn't really grown from that point. So can we take this and move it up? Just one for now. Good. Yeah, I mean, we sort of have an easier time evolving the weapons. Like with the characters are a lot more important, and they kind of have more of a sort of strong progression between levels. But yeah, I'd definitely say this is an improvement. This is kind of closer to what we want. And yeah, it's clearly some kind of guitar. And I guess, yeah, the next one would just be bigger again. Just bigger again. So let's do up to 3, 4. So I think that was, yeah, that's 4. And then, yeah, and we'll do this as well from here. 2, 2, 2, 2. Yeah, I guess from the same spot. 2, 2, 2, 2, and then we should have this sort of organic-ish shape. So done with drawing. I want to get back to game dev. But yeah, I just want to get this one out of the way because I felt like this one was fairly straightforward, and we've kind of changed the identity of this weapon. So it is very much a healing weapon, and it's a buffer that does the chain thing that the orcs love. So I'm quite happy with this evolution. Yeah, it kind of still looks like a sharp weapon that could hurt someone, but also a guitar. Yeah, and then can we just radical green? No, they're still orcs, but the strings are a healing green. What if the strings were? No, I think the brighter strings is good. Okay, yep. So that, and then that just replaces the guitar. So I need to double check how many. Hello, Unity. Can I have it, please? God, Unity. Like, I thought resetting it would make things go quicker, but I guess, yeah, when you're this far into a project, things take a while. Okay, so sprites. Weapons. Green weapons. And that would be 11 across. 11 columns. So export that, and yeah, 11 columns. Okay, green weapons, sprites, weapons. Okay, and we've changed the weapon, so that's done. This bit's done. What's up, my boy? You alright?
Yeah.
Okay, so changing to big meteor. So yeah, so I've already started doing this. So we go to yeah.
Daddy, I would eat.
So I'm busy working. So we keep this one because that one is.
I just want something yummy.
You just want something yummy? Okay, ask mummy. But she might tell you to eat your rice first, and I agree. So you should eat your rice. Oh God.
What happened?
See, Phoenix fell down the stairs. The younger one just fell down the stairs. It's alright, he'll be fine, like, but... What's up? Oh god. What's wrong? Like, babe, like, the second time it's happened. What's going on? No, I mean, they were going to take it seriously, but just... Yeah, it's okay, Phoenix. Babe, you've got to pay more attention. Like... I mean, I'm sure everything's fine. It's just I can't. All right, focus. So we needed to keep this one because the meteors that I had created is used by one of the heroes. That could change, but for now that's what it is. So we kept that, but then we can go to the old meteors. And here we determine what this does. And it was a rain attack, but it's not going to be a rain attack anymore. However, I want to do something where, like, so if we go here. Mama. Basically, I want to create a delayed AoE effect. Like, I could be lazy. Like, I could keep it simple and just go, no, let's not do delayed damage effects or delayed effects, because that will, you know, it's just extra work. For one little thing, I thought I was finished. I thought I had finished programming, doing all the programming for this, but basically we could, I mean, it would be quite simple. It won't be too difficult, let's say. Okay, so let's say attack type dot delay. Let's just call it delay for now. And then, of course, we have to make that. And let's not worry about the effects. But, like, basically, yeah, we're going to be talking like a big AoE. I guess. So, like 12, 14, 16, 18. Range is fine. Damage, and then damage would probably have to go up quite significantly. But then it is a big AoE. So let's not touch the damage for now. Because I think, yeah, like damage for explosive arrow is like 14 So if we from 8 to 14, we want to have a, I mean, it's still a combined weapon. It should be balanced with that, although this has a shorter attack speed. So if it has half the attack speed, it can, in theory, have double the damage. So we can say something like, yeah, 20, let's do 18, 20, just cooking by feel. I'm like a chef just going tss, tss, tss with the salt. Not scientific, just doing it by feel. And then we go to this attack type dot delay. And then it should be a simple matter of okay, so this happens, and yeah, so when the yeah, okay. So if the case is magic attack, we'll put it just at the bottom here. If it's attack type dot delay, weapon container dot delay attack, we'll just do all the same stuff. So then we go into weapon container, and then we take magic attack, and it's going to be all the same stuff, except we're just going to go delay attack, and where we just go, so this would be public. If it's a coroutine, it's like going to cause issues. Let's find out. In theory, it shouldn't cause any issues. So public, i.e. numerator, and then we need to go back here. Do we have any coroutines here? I thought we did. Huh. I thought one of them was a coroutine. Okay. I think maybe we had one before. Start coroutine. We'll see dot delay attack. And then we just go, and then we have to say delay attack would have float delay. And we just go yield return new, wait 4 seconds, delay, and then magic attack. Like that. My wife's very upset because she's like, why did I? Because she wasn't watching him, and he fell down the stairs, and she should have been watching him. So she feels very guilty. But you know. A bit hard for me to concentrate right now, but yeah, so we do a delay attack, and so that means that, yeah, when the weapon cools down, if it's a delay attack, and then we should wait, like how long do we wait? Because we don't have such a thing as delay. I'm just going to put in 1F for now, and basically like if, so it'll be a second, is that right? Like, just so there's a bit of time for the animation to catch up. If it's a delay attack, so we could make a variable here which is delay, which is, that's where it would inherit from. But since it's only one weapon, that's not really worth us doing right now. So let's just do it like this, and yeah, that's what that looks like. Delay attack, wait for the delay, and then do a magic attack with the same parameters. And I guess like for this it would be 2. Okay, and so that's all there, except for one thing. This isn't quite right yet. We need, so if it's a magic attack, god. So what we need actually, make the effect. Wait a sec. So magic attack. Yeah. Okay, so we do make AoE effect. Okay, good. And then, so it's slightly different because what we want to do is make the visual effect happen. So the visual effect would happen straight away. Yeah, render layer of the prefab. Parent to self of self target. SFX. I mean, one alternative is I just go straight to like instantiate a prefab, right? Instantiate a prefab, which uses overlapping, like uses the old physics style to figure out who got hit by it. So it's bloody tricky. So yeah, I mean, if the visual effect is the visual effect, which will be the explosion, I need to say if we're doing a delay attack. So delay attack would be so it would create. So here's something we can think of. So weapon container. Yeah, weapon effect prefab is going to be there, and then we have ranged attack. We do have like another. So we already have a variable which is like make the effect. Weapon dot chain effect. Yeah, so we can have something called a chain effect, which isn't actually a chain effect. I just don't want to have to make another variable on the weapon. So we go meteors. Not that one. And we say if chain effect equals meteors falling effect, which of course doesn't exist yet. Okay, and then that's where we would put the meteor falling, and then the explosion of the meteor will be the normal prefab tied to the object as usual, which would happen after the delay. So we would just need to make sure that that's perfectly timed up. I don't feel like doing any bloody animation today. I'm still a little bit shell-shocked. It's just like, yeah. Everything all right?
I'm gonna call 999.
Are you?
Yeah,
Why?
just to be safe. Because he just fell asleep and
He just fell asleep.
yeah, on my boob.
I guess that's normal, but they're gonna ask you to wake him up,
I can do
and they're gonna do all of the normal, like, so just bear. I mean, yeah. My recommendation is
Because between me not knowing if he ate the pellets and him falling.
Yeah, Jesus.
I'm sorry, babe. Like, what over here?
Yeah, I might have to stop here actually and just go and see to all of that. She's calling an ambulance to check because the boy just fell asleep. Phoenix just fell asleep. He's 11 months old, but so like they're outside. He went near the slug pellets in the garden, so we don't know if he ate some. We don't think he did, but he might have. And then while she was looking, and then she was busy looking up the effects of that while he was climbing up the stairs, and then he fell down. And he's been really tired. He's very, very tired anyway. But she just breastfed him for a bit and then he fell asleep. And she's like, is he concussed? Is he poisoned from the slug pellets? And so she's a bit worried. And but I'm kind of like, I don't know, like, in a different time it would have been different. But these days, I think if you call up, they're going to say, is he dying? And if not, then they're not going to see him. I don't know. So, going to see what's going on there. I mean, it's, yeah. Talk about meteors falling. Right, so we need to go up to meteors. And I think I'm going to go ahead and sort of manually find all meteors and turn it into meteor. And then that should prompt a whole bunch of like changes in the code. Yeah. That stays the same. This is redundant codes, but I'm just going to not touch it because that's a talent that you can't get anymore. That's the cheat. I guess we would want to change that to Meteor 2. Meteor shout, yeah, that's obsolete. Okay, yeah, so meteors. It's an obsolete talent where meteors would just occasionally appear. Yeah, I guess that can be capitalized. And then yeah, this appears a bunch of times here because a bunch of factions have access to the same thing, which means we'll need to change it up here as well. Not meteor shower. Okay, so now it's going to be. Okay, so we have weapons dot meteor screen. Okay, yeah. So meteors are here. Needs to update, so let's grab the first instance up here, and yeah, meteors should be meteor. Oh, that's annoying. Meteor sprite is that, and meteor sound as well. Okay, so we've done that bit. But then it's where we've got it down here as well. So we can just do it kind of semi-manually here. And I know I could just do find and replace all, but I wanted to, you know, there's mistakes that can happen here. Like I don't want it there, but we do. I mean, this doesn't need a sprite. It's irrelevant, but fine. Okay. Okay, so then yeah, instantiate the chain effect. Okay, I'm just going to copy from effect prefab. And just make AOE prefab. Okay, yeah, we want to use a pooled object. So yeah, I'll just grab this and then we can delete as appropriate. Make visual effect, yeah, so we go weapon container, make visual effect of if. No, it's not going to be an if. Yet, at least, anyway. Weapon.chain effect. Just gonna go check on things downstairs. I'll be right back. position the visual. Okay, yeah, so we've got shooter pos here. Okay, no, it's not a beam. I mean, it could end up with a delayed beam, but Jesus, like, something to have thought about for future.
Give it to me.
What do you want? You want something yummy?
Yeah, give the one to me first. You need to give the one to me first.
You want me to feed you the rice?
Yeah.
Can't you eat it by yourself?
No. I can't. When does this go in and out?
Like I'm so... Why wouldn't we have the information about the shooter anymore? I guess we take weapon.aoe times character dot.
An ambulance is going to come.
Yeah.
An ambulance is going to come.
Yeah. No, make him eat his rice first, babe. Direction. I mean, direction could matter, so I guess I might as well keep that functionality. Although, like, if we were to have multiple things that had a delay, shit is not equal to null. I mean, then I guess there's no point getting rid of this. So it would just be getting the direction, like rotating the visual effect to be coming from the shooter, but it's going to be coming from the sky. But what if I did want one later, and then I would have to like choose what to keep here and what not to. So let's just do, like, this is like a bandage after the fact in this case, right? So it's like, ideally when you're making your sort of action RPG, from the beginning you program in the possibility of a delay happening. So the other way of doing this would have been to say, like, there's no such thing as a delay attack. Every attack has a delay. It's just most of them are 0. And that everything would follow that rule set. But I just want to kind of do a quicker maybe that is that quicker even now? We just do, so magic attack. Thing is, then we're using coroutines. But if we just said coroutine magic attack always has a delay, then that would just kind of simplify things a bit. Maybe that would simplify things. Magic attack delay, or we could, because that has the potential to cause all kinds of bugs, right? If we change the very nature of the normal attack to have a delay, that's going to cause bugs all over the place. So I'm just really going to like tailor this specifically to this meteor attack that I want to do. And yeah, obviously, like, there's going to be DLC, there might be updates, we might want to add more attacks in the future, but yeah, okay, so render layer of visual effect. No, let's not bother with that. We can just mess with it ourselves if we feel like it's a problem. Just hard code it, basically. So, like, we could call this meteor attack because that's basically what it is. It's a special bit of code for just the only instance of an attack which has a delay. Self-type, it's like irrelevant. SFX. Sure. Sure. It's only ever going to come from the player. I would call this what's, oh, AoE effect. Oh, for God's sake. AoE prefab. So what AoE effect? Oh god, okay. Just to get the audio source. So then we're just making a visual effect. Okay. So that visual effect would be like a little black circle that then a big thing crashes into, and that should just time up with the effect being basically an explosion, which is effectively going to be the same as all the other explosions in the game, which maybe we can like redo a bit, make them look a bit nicer. Yeah. Did we export this? Yeah. Okay, so code on this game is so messy, unfortunately. Okay, so Meteor Sprite should be guess it depends. We're going to have to do that for each different faction. But we're still using weapons for a lot of these. So it's like they're not going to be quite up to date. So it's still using an old sprite sheet, basically. And I'm not going to change using that until I'm forced to, really. But yeah, for example, Flame of the West is using human weapons. Okay, so that will update. So yeah, we'll see about that. What about Anvil? Is that Anvil? That's allies only. Anvil. Yeah, that's also using a human one. Okay. Banner might be important. Yeah, we'll see. So yeah, Meteor effect would be it just annoys me that I can't navigate this folder without. So yeah, effects, rain effects, rain droplets, and it's actually this would be the what we call the chain effect in this instance, which could get confusing, but you know, in for a penny. There's Meteor, and then the effect would be like just our classic explosion. I think it's basically this one. And then sound, we'll worry about that later. And then we just need, so yeah, human weapon 75, so that would be 72, 73, 74, 75. Okay, and then I think I'm just going to go ahead and find, yeah, Meteor Green, so the green version would be this one. I'm not sure I did do this earlier. I think I So this needed doing anyway before I did the name change. And then so do we have backlaw? I'm not sure we do. Did I make a backlaw? Okay. Okay, so what I kind of want to do is just sort of see what that looks like, and then I'll know what needs changing. So, I mean, in theory, that's, you know, it's going to be like that. The timing isn't going to match. And obviously I'm using this tiny meteor, but I just want to make sure that it works in principle, and then I can kind of get it working. But I think I am going to cut today a little bit short, or at least take a break, because, yeah, change meteors to big meteor. I've kind of done that, but we just need to test it, and then we can do this artifact work, like, just set, like, even if we don't end up having knockback artifacts, let's set up the proc. So let's just put that code in that when someone gets knocked back, we do something. Okay. What's wrong here? Ah, yeah, that's our problem. Okay. Hopefully, since I restarted my computer before starting today, it doesn't take forever to load. Let's see. I think the main problem we're going to have is having gotten the pooled object. Let's see, because it should like pool chain effects and stuff. Oh, hello. Well, that's something. The size is good. It kind of almost looks fine, actually. Needs the resolution's very low. Okay, so yeah, what happened here? initialized. Okay, let's worry about that later. But what's happening? So the weapon is the weapon. There we go. The weapon cools down, and then it just seems to. Okay, I think I know what's happening. Is it's like the weapon. So where it's supposed to reset timer, there we go. So funnily that will reset the timer twice, which is a bit awkward, but again, like this is only for one spell and it's just gonna offset it by like, so it would just add like 0.5 seconds to its respawn time, basically, to its attack speed. Oh, hello. Oh yeah, because I've got... Okay, so it is happening. Yeah, it's just the timing's obviously way off. Yeah. Okay, yeah, interesting. So if we just make the, if we just get that timing right, so I think, I mean, I could look frame by frame, just at the prefabs, effects, rain effects, rain droplets, meteor, and I'm kind of actually happy with that as an animation, so that's nice. I mean, it probably should be a bit, could be a bit better, but so let's have a look. So this animation, hello. This animation takes, okay, so that's the hit point. So this is, can I count frames rather than portions of a second? So this would be, so what is that as a fraction of a second? So 1/6. I guess I'll just tweak the numbers till I get it right. So it'll be, I'm gonna go check on that. Right, I'm gonna end the stream here and come down. So yeah, I'll be back soon. Cheers, bye.